Welcome back, everybody.
I'm not giving it gags. It's done. Joke's over.
Dang it! Alright. Alright, everybody, welcome back to Cat Girl Film Podcast, episode 18. We are now officially legal.
Wow.
Yeah.
I wish I wasn't.
You see, Bryce,
Don't you want to have an illegal movie podcast?
Don't bring us down, YouTube. Alright, Bryce, what are we watching today?
So we are watching Knives Out and The Apartments, leading on your movie, which is...
The Apartment.
Well, do you remember the year for this one?
1963?
I think it's 1960. Just 1960 flat out.
Okay. Pretty much, yeah. So, have you ever seen this movie before,
Nope.
Bryce? Cool! This is going to be fun!
I never even heard of this movie.
Really?
No.
Interesting, okay.
So I went in completely blind. I know no information about this movie.
I only knew a little bit about this movie before I first saw it. I remember somebody telling me about how this movie is a very interesting movie to study as a film student. Especially for the screenplay, and then whenever you compare it to the movie, and then you just see how well fleshed out it is.
So, the only thing I knew going into this is the opening credits when it showed the director. I'm trying to remember his name. It's Billy something.
Billy Wilder.
Billy Wilder. I remembered him as the director who did a lot of movies with Marilyn Monroe.
Yes. He did, what's that movie called?
Some Like It Hot, I believe.
Some Like It Hot, yep.
And I think he did 7 Year Itch.
Yes, I think so. Which, Some Like It Hot also has an actor in The Apartment. Jack Lemmon.
Ah, there we are.
Yep. So, Billy Wilder and Jack Lemmon, they have a very fun connection with each other. They love working together.
Mm-hmm.
So, this also stars Shirley MacLaine.
Yep.
Which I kind of knew when I first went into it. I was like, I do think that's the one with Shirley MacLaine in it. And the only reason why I knew about Shirley MacLaine is because she's very big into New Age beliefs. And some of the stuff that she has said. The less said, the better. It's not good stuff.
Yeah.
But she was a very, very famous actress during the 1960s. So this is one of her most well-known roles in her filmography, though. So, with that being said, with writing the plot of this movie,
Yep.
it is technically a romance,
Mm-hmm.
a love triangle of sorts. Well, at least male characters don't love each other in a sense. I don't know why I said love triangle. It's like still a romance movie.
It's those really crappy movie love triangles where it's only two sides.
Damn it, I'm tired of the male and the man and the female getting together in the end. I want both men to get it on.
What am I going to get my love hexagon?
You know what? Just let them be in a poly relationship. Break the mold, Hollywood. Come on.
When am I going to get my D100 love sides? There's so many characters on screen that love each other. It's just like, I think this is just going to be an orgy.
You know what? Instead of it turning into like a love orgy type thing, just turn it into like a hateful romance type thing. Now that's what I need.
I want my spite romance.
Yes. All right. So this movie follows Jack Lemmon's character, who works as a insurance agent.
Mr. Barkley or Baxter.
Mr. Baxter. We're going to call him
go.
from now on. Mr. Baxter. He's pretty much working in an insurance firm, and he's trying to climb the corporate ladder.
Yes.
So how does he do this? Well, he's got a very famed apartment that you could say, rents out to his superiors to allow them to do what's a very YouTube-friendly word to go with?
So they can have their mistresses.
I was about to say have whoopee with their mistresses.
I don't know.
Well, either way, they are having fun in his apartment while he is trying to climb the corporate ladder. And of course, he uses his apartment in order to do that. So that's one way of doing it. But we do have two other main characters. Let's talk about the other guy. That's pretty much like the main head of the insurance firm who wants to use the apartment for himself. And he wants to use that apartment with the main female lead, played by Shirley MacLaine. Her name is Miss Kublick.
Kublick, that's it.
I forgot the main boss's name, but we're just...
I kept on wanting to say Kubrick, and I was like, that's not it.
Nope. Miss Kublick is where we're getting Kubrick from. But Miss Kublick, she is a elevator girl.
Yep.
A very dead profession.
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh man.
I'm pretty sure that profession died shortly after this movie came out.
I would not be surprised. I was like, as soon as I saw it, I was like, man, this movie is dated now.
Yep. Just remember, there was a time period where people couldn't even trust them to operate an elevator. They couldn't trust them to push a button.
You see, back in my day, we worked so hard for what we had to do. We had girls that pressed buttons for us on an elevator.
That was the level of, like, they could not trust their people back then. It's like, they can't even press a button.
I mean, people would make fun of New Jersey for not being able to pump their own gas. People couldn't even press their own buttons on an elevator. What are you talking about?
Like, yeah, it's just...
But, yeah, so... But, however, Baxter doesn't fully know that his boss is sleeping with the one girl that he really likes.
Yep.
And he's pretty much, he does climb the corporate ladder. It's just that he finds out that, oh, am I being a dick this entire time? Helping men commit affairs and hurting a girl that I really like? How dastardly.
Yep.
Anyway, what do you have to say about writing?
So, one thing I have to say about writing is, I want to be quoting the current and terrible Vince Russo. It's a swerve, bro!
Yeah, there are a fair amount of swerves in this movie.
This movie is so well written about not doing the thing that it's set up to do.
Yeah.
It sets itself up constantly to be a very different movie.
Oh, yeah.
Even to the very end. It's just like, oh, okay, they're going this way. Nope, they're not doing that. Alright.
Yep.
Like, they constantly set themselves up to not do that.
Oh, yeah. One of my favorite things about the writing is how well it reveals itself over the course of the movie. Like, for example, one of the motifs in the movie was the broken mirror.
Yep.
I love how the reveal of Shirley MacLaine's character, Miss Kublick, being the one that is involved in the affair with Baxter's boss.
Mm-hmm.
And I just love how, especially how when she says, like, whenever he sees the broken mirror and then he realizes, oh, it's her. Because he finds the broken mirror in his apartment and he gives it back to his boss, and then and then Miss Kublick gets it back, and then she lets Baxter use the mirror for whatever reason, and then boom, he just realizes, oh. And then he just says that the mirror is broken, and she says, yes, I know.
Yep.
I prefer to look at myself that way.
Yep.
That's how I feel. And it's like, great reveal. Great reveal. Anything else in terms of reveal? Oh, I also like one other little thing. It's not really a motif. It's just like a very consistent character thing. So in the beginning, Baxter, you could say he could be kind of like a decent person. For example, he was the only one to ever remove his hat whenever he entered the elevator. Miss Kublick always mentioned that. So that you're a upstanding fellow. You always remove your hat, especially when you're talking to me inside the elevator. But then once he climbs the corporate ladder, he doesn't.
Yep.
So it just marks the character shift right there.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is well presented. Everything is well revealed to the viewer. It doesn't spill it out for us. It's like, oh, everything is tied together in a good bow. It's a very well written movie, in my opinion.
So the other thing, I wanted to mention this earlier as well.
Okay.
This is a dark comedy.
Yes.
So this does have to be specified. This is a comedy, and this is at the expense of some characters.
Yeah.
With that said, it does take some stuff rather seriously, despite being a dark comedy. And number two, the main character, Mr. Baxter,
Yes.
lies at every chance he is given. One of my favorite running gags in this movie is because he's lending this apartment out to so many different people that there's like 7 different people going to his apartment a day.
Yep.
That his neighbor is just like, I want you to donate your body to the academy.
Yeah, that's my favorite joke too. My other favorite one is the same thing involving the doctor character that lives next door. Martha, he He's at it again!
Yep.
I love that joke so much.
It's a really good joke of just, like, they keep playing into it, and they never explain to the doctor character. The doctor's just legitimately thinking he's having, like, 7 different women a day.
Yep.
Like, it's just, he's like, how do you have time for this? How do you have the mental capacity to just keep doing this?
Yeah. Like, how is your body able to handle that much? It's insane.
And then he's, like, putting a basket outside, and it's filled with liquor bottles from, like, all the people that came to his apartment to get drunk.
Yep. It's so funny. It's
so funny. This, at the end of the day, is a dark comedy.
Mm-hmm. I think, like, the one thing with the writing that I would say, like, it's just, like, a certain scene or whatever, is, like, Miss Cube, like, it's when she tries to overdose, and they're trying to sedate her. The doctor is slapping her and whatnot. I was like, another part of the movie that's very dated.
Yep.
That's not right. You don't do that.
Yep.
Like, much less hit a woman. You don't do that to somebody that's overdosed. That's not what you do.
Yep.
Oh, boy. But beyond that, though, in terms of, like, the writing and, like, the screenplay, everything is revealed to the viewer and stuff like that. It's so good. It's very, very good.
Yeah. There's a slow burn on a lot of things in this movie.
Yeah.
And the movie loves to mess with your expectations.
Yeah.
Because it sets a lot of stuff up that it goes with, but it sets even more stuff up with that immediately it just goes, now we're messing with you.
Yeah.
One of the best examples is the main lead is talking with the girl, and throughout the hallway, he's like, yeah, well, I got a date for today, and gestures over to a girl is waiting, and she's like, yeah, and go their separate ways. And then he goes over, that girl walks off with a different guy. He just doesn't acknowledge her at all because he went over to go talk to, like, a stamp booth or whatever they have for, like, postage cards.
Yep. Oh, man.
Like, it loves setting that kind of thing up to go, like, oh, okay. No, I guess they're not getting... Oh, well, never mind.
I never got annoyed with the subversions, though.
The subversions are really funny.
Yeah, it's fun.
Because it keeps you on your toes.
Yep. Alright, I guess this is a segue into acting, I guess.
Yeah.
All the acting is great.
I find the acting to be probably fine.
I think, like, let's see, I think Jack Lemmon is, like, a very solid actor. Like, a lot of the roles that he has within Billy Wilder movies is that he's, like, the everyman, in a sense. So he plays that archetype pretty well.
I would say he plays a bit more dopey in this one.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I get it.
Leaning a bit more into the dopey everyman than the typical everyman of the 60s, kind of.
Yeah.
Because at that time, they would have had him be a little bit more butch and, like, authoritative, so.
I really like Shirley MacLaine in this movie, though.
Yeah, I think she's good.
Yep. Other than that, the acting is pretty sublime, in my view.
Yeah, but there's no particular standouts within the actual roles themselves. I feel like they're perfectly fine.
Yep.
They do a good job across the board.
Yep. Production.
So, production-wise, there's not a lot to say for this movie. It takes place across about, like, 3 to 4 sets. So it's pretty scaled back, and if there's not a set that's among those, they're not in it for very long, because there's the main, like, actual, like, building, the 17th floor and the 27th floor, sorry, the 19th floor and the 27th floor.
Yep.
Then there's the actual apartment, the namesake of the movie, and there's, like, 2 bar sets.
Yeah, like the Chinese restaurant.
And then there's the bar where there's the
like,
jukebox and all that.
And there's a few outside stuff, like a movie theater, for example, which there's not much.
Yeah. So, production-wise, and the costuming itself is very much of the time period.
Actually, there is one thing in production I really did like. There's a shot where we were zooming in on Jack Lemmon's character, and you're just seeing the rows of people's desks, and we're zeroing in on his particular desk. I love that. Especially when you get a wide shot of everybody leaving, and he's just staying there for overtime.
Yep.
Because people are still at his apartment.
Yep.
I really like that. It's subtle, but it's nice.
Yeah. I do like the opening monologue that it does play into. It's like, there's this number of people in New York, and you laying them out, it's all this, and there's this number of people at this company, and it's like, it's just like, it's slowly focusing on him, which is focusing on a topic that's within the movie of percentiles.
Yep.
Which they say at some point, it's like, what's the difference between, 4 or 5 people with 300,000, hardly a percent change.
What's the name of that city in Mississippi that they mentioned, that the entire population of this one building is more than that in this one little town in Mississippi?
I don't remember.
I think it was Stockholm, Mississippi or something like
that.
I looked up the town, and I was just wondering, like, okay, I want to see it. And it's like, yeah, the Wikipedia was like, this town has this amount of people, and this town is only well known for one little random piece of tidbit from the movie The Apartment. I was like, yeah, that's funny.
Makes sense.
Yep. Design.
Design-wise, once again, not much to talk about. Costuming is done pretty typical for the time period. White collars, black jackets, small dresses.
You can't tell me you didn't like the executive model hat that you wore.
The bowler, yeah.
Yep. There was actually that one little thing, that little scene right there, where she said, you know, like, I like it and whatnot. It was just some little bit of animated thing that I just saw online. It was a European comic from way back in the day, I think like in the 50s and stuff, and this guy is like, I'm trying just to get this rebooted or whatever to make it into my own thing, and so he used The Apartment and stuff like that, but it just recontextualizes that scene, and you just see Shirley MacLaine's character playing as the comic character, and it's just like, you know what the scene is if you've seen the movie, but in the animated thing, it just makes it seem like, okay, this girl likes the other guy, but she's trying to keep a serious face. Yeah. Like, this guy's an idiot. I love him. I was like, this is sweet. But yeah, once you actually know about the movie, it's like, oh, it's a little bit darker than that. Yeah. Would you recommend this movie to people, Bryce?
Ooh. I mean, I could. It's not high up on my recommendations.
I honestly would recommend this to a lot of people. Yeah. I like this movie a lot.
It's a pretty good movie. This definitely does fall within like, I can tell this is a Billy Wilder movie. Mm-hmm. This definitely feels like it if you've ever seen stuff like 7 Year Itch or something like it hot. Heck, there's even a reference to Marilyn Monroe in the movie. Yeah. Which I wish they actually just got Marilyn Monroe to play that character, because that would have been really funny.
Shoot, when did she pass away?
She wouldn't pass away for another few years, because it was sometime in the 60s and 70s, around there.
So. It was like middle 60s, I think. Yeah. I know she wasn't around for the 70s.
Yeah, so. Died very young.
Yeah. Unfortunate. This movie, though, I really, really enjoy it. Honestly, like, if you're, like, wanting to be a writer, like a screenplay writer, I do think, like, this is a good movie to work around on and learn a little bit of, like, how you can play around with your script. Yeah. Well, how would you rate this movie out of 10?
This movie falls within the range of about 7 to 8 for me. Like, it was a pretty, like, good movie. I was relatively entertained for most of it. I don't imagine myself going back to watch it again anytime soon, unless it's for the show. Yeah. But, like, for the most part, like, I thought, I was like, yeah, watching this, I was like, this is good. They have some pretty good writing.
I won't lie. One of my favorite little tidbits about the movie was the ending, where the main characters don't kiss. Yeah. I was very shocked. I was like, you would fully expect that. But no, it didn't happen.
Yeah, no, they didn't do that. Yep. Which, yeah, I do appreciate. Yep. But,
doesn't fall into that trap or trope or whatever you want to call it.
They also set up so many things of they're not getting together before. That was kind of just like, oh wait, okay, they are getting together. Yep. So like, I wasn't paying so much attention to them not kissing so much as they actually are doing that. Okay. Yep.
Okay. I personally love this movie a lot. I think I gave it a 10 on IMDb.
Fair enough.
It went up as high as 9 when I first saw it, but then when I rewatched it for the podcast, it was like, yeah, this is a 10 for me.
That's fair.
It's pretty fantastic.
Yeah.
All right. Knife in, knife out. Knife in, knife out. Knife in, knife out. All right.
So, Knives Out.
Our second youngest, or no, third youngest, I'd say, because this came out in 2017.
Yes, I believe that's correct. Yes.
Because I know the two other movies are very much more recent, at least on my side.
Yeah. This is my most recent movie I contributed.
I gotcha. All right, so Knives Out. I remember when this movie came out. I think this was when we first started to meet each other in college.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah. So this came out in 2017, and I remember when I first saw it, I was like, "Wow!" I was really impressed. Yeah. Like, I just did not expect it to be as good as it was. Because when somebody first told me about it, they were like, "Oh, it's a mystery," and I was like, "Okay, fine, another mystery. That's fun." But when I finished watching, I was like, it did far more than just a mystery. It played around with it some. So, when did you first see this movie, Bryce?
So I actually watched this somewhat recently.
Okay.
So I first watched this about 2 years ago.
Because I know you have your whole rule of like, I won't see any movie that's very, very recent unless it's been still talked about several years afterwards. Like 5 years.
So, just because there's so many movies that come out per year, and so many of them get so much, like, talking time, that I just don't see a good reason to sit down and watch every movie that's coming out right now. And on top of that, they're also expensive when they first come out. Mm-hmm. That I just don't see as financially or reasonable. Like, I just would prefer to give it some time and watch a movie. And so what I typically do is I won't watch movies for at least a few years until after they came out. Mm-hmm. And if the movie's still being talked about, then it's like, okay, this is probably a movie worth watching.
Yeah.
If it's still being talked about years afterwards, then I'll probably watch it. Like, there's several movies that come out in a year, and people are like, oh my god, it's this thing, and they'll, like, talk about it like crazy. In a year's time, no one talks about it.
Yeah, like, the whole idea of, like, the hype, and then it dies down.
Yeah.
In which I understand, like, wait a few years, and if the hype is still around for that movie, or even if it's for its sequels, if it has that, definitely seek it out after a few years when the first one comes out.
Yeah.
I get that.
Which, I also do that for because I've been burned a few times by this. I watch a movie that just came out, and I don't have as favorable of an opinion about it as everyone else does. The one that was noted was when it first came out, this is when Disney was making the new Star Wars movies.
Oh.
They made New Hope. Not New Hope. They made Force Awakens. And I was like, it's perfectly fine. Perfectly fine movie. And then they did Last Jedi. And for the first week of that being out, everyone was losing their mind. Because it was all the die-hard fans went out to go watch it.
Yep.
And I was like, you know what? I'm going to go watch it. Because why not? Someone bought me a movie ticket as a gift. So I'm going to go watch the movies. Because it was around my birthday when it came out.
Yep.
So I was like, sure, I'll go watch it. Watch it in theater. And I did not like it. I was like, this is awful. This is a really bad movie. This is not good. And I was talking about that, but everyone at the time period, because during the first week, was like, oh my god, it's one of the best Star Wars movies ever made. Like, they were overhyping the crap out of it. And I was like, it's not good.
The only thing I remember about it was that it was so divisive. It was like, one half really loves it, and then the other half despises it.
Yeah.
So that's why,
as time has gone along, the critics have become a little bit more out. So I feel a lot more comfortable being comfortable criticizing it now without attracting the mob.
Yeah, I love the mob. It's funny. But no, Knives Out, though, I just remember there was a lot of hype around it, and then years later, the sequel came out. The hype was still there for it.
Yep.
And then the newest one just came out, I think last year or the year before. And yeah, the hype is still there for Knives Out.
So I was like, 2 years ago, I was like, I'm finally going to give it a watch because that movie, it came out, it was still getting a decent amount of talk, then a sequel came out, and both of them were getting still a decent amount of talk, and there was talk about a third one. I was like, okay, if it's getting a third sequel, I'll actually sit down and watch it. It's getting enough talk. The original, at least, is probably good enough.
Yep.
So I was like, I'll sit down and watch it, see what the hype's about, and yes, it was worth it.
Yep. All right, so writing. We can segue into that.
So, what this is that this is a murder mystery film.
Yes.
But it is set up very much in the ways of older classical murder mysteries.
Like Agatha Christie.
Yes, Agatha Christie-esque.
It's a very classic whodunit at the beginning of the movie.
Yes. Which we're going to try not to spoil too much about the movie.
Yeah, let's try not to spoil the ending or anything like that.
When we get to movies that are extremely spoilable, we'll try not to talk as much about it.
How about this? Like,
most movies, it's fine, but...
Why don't we have, mainly the first act, from the introduction of the characters, and then the...
I was going to use, broad terms.
Okay.
Whereas just the actual person who did it.
Yeah.
And the person who suspected, the herring, that kind of thing. Just the broad terms. The people who've watched it know, the people who don't.
Yes.
So...
However, it's not just a murder mystery in it. It begins like a simple whodunit.
Yes.
But I love how it changes its narrative and its structure of the movie right after we get, a quasi-reveal of who did it. And it's it turns into a whodunit to a
how catch 'em.
How catch 'em, yes.
So, if you do not know, one of my all-time favorite TV shows ever made is Columbo. Columbo is amazing. I have considered putting episodes as my favorite movies because the episodes are considered TV films. It's like a weird qualification. I never actually put any of my top 50 because it's like, they're probably not actually movies. But I might force you one day to actually sit down and watch, like...
Oh my god.
Like, one of them for this episode, being like, yes, we're watching this episode of Columbo as a movie. Because each of them are, like, well over an hour long. Because they're, like, an hour and a half. So, like, they're functionally movies.
Okay.
But I love it, and... Columbo is a very interesting TV show because it takes the place of you follow the murderer. So you follow how the murderer did it, and you're watching as they're covering their tracks, and it's a how catch them. Where did they go wrong? What is the thing that gets them caught?
Yes. And it's also like we're watching our main character essentially, like, we're trying to see, like, how can they get themselves out of this mess?
Yes.
And it's so much fun. Especially, like, rewatching it. Like, I rewatched it this morning right before we filmed this episode. I only saw it maybe, like, once or twice when it first came out afterwards. And just rewatching it, I was like, oh, okay. Now, they're actually starting to piece things together of, like, okay, cool. So this is how this character did it. And it's, like, everything is piecing together into a neat little bow. Like, a very good screenplay. Like, really, both movies here we're talking about today, good screenplays.
Yeah, I would agree, yeah.
I also love, like, one of the more interesting things about this movie in the writing perspective, the relationship between classes.
Yeah, I would say so, yeah.
Yeah, because, like, literally we're seeing a family that is very, very wealthy. Like, the main patriarch is a writer who loves to mess around with not just his family, but with audiences in general, you could say. And then you also have the lower classes of an immigrant family.
Who make up the servants of the house.
Yes. Which I always found it to be very interesting on when this movie came out as. Like, when this movie came out, and it still is today, and, like, how the wealthiest echelons of society treats migrants.
Yep.
So, fun bit of commentary on that.
Because there is the notable scene where they call in one of the servant girls to be like, the running gag that they always get where she's from wrong. Yeah.
Yeah, one says that she's from Uruguay.
No,
that was one.
Another says Colombia. Another says Venezuela. Another says Guatemala.
Yeah, they just said South America in general, it felt like. Because, like, I do remember, the only one I remember vividly right now was Uruguay, one person said.
Yeah.
But, man. What about, and other things about the writing, I love the amount of jokes in this movie.
Yeah, it's a funny movie.
What about the one about the masturbating little Nazi kid in the
bathroom?
That's my favorite joke from the movie.
My favorite is during the will reading. That same character, it was just like, did you have my granddad's baby?
Oh my god.
Like, they have a lot of fun with the characters in this movie.
Oh yeah, I love the archetypes that they're playing around with. It's great.
Yeah.
This would be sort of part of acting, but I love the character of the main detective.
Yes.
I love Benoit Blanc so much. It's so much fun. Like a very fun, it's very similar to, like, say, Sherlock Holmes with his wit and whatnot.
Yep.
But he's updated just enough to feel like he's a part of today's detective-esque character that we've all come to know and love.
I can see why they made a series around him. Mm-hmm. Which I'm so glad, because he's played by Daniel Craig.
Yes. I'm
so glad Daniel Craig is managing to do things that's not James Bond.
Yes.
Because he was going to die James Bond.
I mean, I guess spoiler alert for about James Bond. I guess he did technically die as James Bond. But no, literally, honestly, like, whenever I was watching this movie, I couldn't help but think in the back of my head, was this based off of a book? Because I keep on thinking, like, Benoit Blanc, his character just feels plucked out of a book for me.
Yeah, it feels like a Agatha Christie. I'm trying to remember the name of the character, but it's the main detective for Murder on the Orient Express.
Yeah.
It's very akin to that kind of character.
Mm-hmm. To me, he reminds me of the charm of Sherlock Holmes, and also, if you ever read Dracula, Vincent Van Helsing. Ooh. Like that Dutch mannerisms of silliness. But, I mean, Benoit Blanc is not, of course, he's not Dutch, he just has that Southern Kentucky drawl.
Yeah.
That was something that shocked me whenever I first saw it. I was like, okay, I knew Daniel Craig was British. But then when he started speaking like a damn Foghorn Leghorn character, I was just like, it's just hilarious.
Yeah, I love bad Southern accents.
Yep.
Bad Southern accents, I just love them.
Yep, I enjoy it too. Alright, I guess this is a good segue to acting since we're talking about that.
Yeah.
This is an all-star cast.
Yeah, honestly, like...
I mean, we have Daniel Craig that we mentioned.
Chris Evans in it for a bit.
Yep, Chris Evans is in there for a bit. God. Shoot, Jamie Lee Curtis again.
Yep. Second time we're talking about Jamie Lee Curtis on the show.
Yep. What's that, our main female lead, though? I forgot her name.
I don't remember it now.
She's also in a bunch of different movies as well. All around, though, like, all the casting is great.
Yeah, I agree.
I love it. Really, the standout performance, though, is Daniel Craig as Benoit. It's so funny.
Everyone in this movie is so funny. Like, I can't say there's not a standout, because anytime someone's on screen, it's just, oh boy.
I actually like the black, the African-American cop.
Yep.
I love how he's trying to actually play like a real straight man. It's like, I'm an actual cop, and then everybody else is like, nah, we're gonna be hammy about this.
Yeah.
He's just like, I just want to solve this thing, man. I just want it to be over. He committed suicide. He was the only one that was saying that. He was like, but, well, he wasn't wrong. He was not wrong. Production.
So, production-wise, I would say this is actually a really well-produced movie.
Yeah.
Like, it's a very well cut together, because, yes, this movie is told in order, but it's done in such a way that is very fascinating, because it's not actually told in order.
Well, I mean, like with mysteries and stuff, you're going to have cuts to before and then after, and then like all these things. Like, you're watching a sequence of events and whatnot, and trying to see how they all connect to one another. Like a standard mystery puzzle.
But what I more appreciate, depending on who's in a scene, flashbacks have different people in them. Which I think is a really good touch, and people are in different places acting differently.
Yep.
One of the ones they established very early on, because this is revolving around someone's birthday. Every time someone's in a scene that flashes back to the birthday, it's a different person standing beside the main victim.
Yeah, I don't know much else to say about that. I agree.
So you can absolutely tell from very early on, just through that small piece of production, how every person in this movie is an unreliable narrator.
Yes. Beyond that, yeah, production, the editing is very sound and very crisp.
Yep.
Everything is where it needs to be. It's good.
Yep.
Design.
And, well, one last thing I have. I actually really like the music for this movie.
Really?
It's
the man who doesn't talk about music has something to say about music. About time.
What the F do I have not to say about music?
I thought you never really talked about a musical score.
I didn't talk about them, but like...
Not as often as I can remember.
Yeah.
Well, anyway.
Am I being typecast again? Am I being type critiqued?
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
Yeah, like, I actually really... It's not this extreme one, but it's very much this kind of, like, older style, because it's leaning into the more Agatha Christie style ones. So you're getting the very, like, older classical, like, pieces in with the strings playing into the music to really heighten the types of mood. So because of that, it really helps elevate the older style the movies falls into. So I really appreciate the strings used in this.
Yes.
I just wanted to quickly talk about that before we went into design.
I understand.
Because, last thing for design, this is a direct quote from the characters. He basically lives on a clue board.
Yeah. I was almost about to say, for the writing, I was about to say, like, this is a very similar movie to what we reviewed before, but also not really.
Yeah.
It's like Clue.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Clue is just making fun of itself as being a movie about a board game. This movie is like, yes, it's a board game, but also we're actually trying to make something different with the board game.
This is a very modern adaptation of the classical, like, old-style crime murder mysteries. So, because of that, they have to take some interest in adapting certain things. So, some characters are showing up on the screen dressed like as they walked out the 1940s, while others are very modern.
Yeah.
So because of that, it helps blend the vibe together very interestingly, which I think is actually done in a good balance for the film. Because it's very easy to make it too jarring. That's very easy. However, they do a good gradient with it, where there's characters that, yes, they look like they belong in the 1940s, and then there's characters that slowly are adapting, like, modern and older styles mixed in there, and going into, like, some characters are dressed very modern.
Yeah. Let's see. I love the design of the house.
Yes.
I love how weirdly whimsical and dimsy it is.
Yep.
It's so silly. It very much reminds me of the house in Clue.
Yep.
It's very simple. It's iconic, though, and it's so interesting. All around, though. Would you recommend this movie?
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. It's fun.
It's so rare to see good murder mysteries. Murder mystery is one of those that's definitely fall into, like, a dead genre.
Yeah. I mean, it's like a murder mystery that plays around with its tropes.
Exactly.
And it's like, you don't really see that very often.
So I absolutely can see why this became a series.
Yeah.
Because it's so unique now. Because this used to be very common. This used to be a common thing. But then it just died. And has been gone for like 70 years. They haven't made movies like this particular type in a long time.
Yeah.
So I absolutely can see why this became a movie series. So this is like, unfortunately now it's probably fallen a bit into the, anyone else makes a movie, it's going to get compared to Knives Out in this genre. Like, if you make a murder mystery nowadays, it's going to get compared to Knives Out.
I mean, there was the Sherlock Holmes movies with Robert Downey Jr.
That's fair.
Which, they're very good. They're very, very fun. But it's still just an adaptation. At least, like, this is an original piece. How would you rate this out of 10?
I say this is a 10. I love this movie. I think this is great.
I think it's a 9.
Fair enough.
It's fantastic. Alright, sheeples. The 1.5 person in potato salad that is somehow still watching us.
Dang, the potato salad hasn't gone rotten yet. Is it wilting?
I mean, I don't know. There was a hunk of lettuce that lasted longer than a British Prime Minister.
That's true. It lasted longer than Trust.
And she still wants to think she's very important with her party. And she got voted out. Go away.
Liz Truss, I believe it was.
Yes, it was Liz Truss. Go away, you dirty bitch. Anyway, for next episode, y'all are in charge of watching for Bryce's pick. It's No Man's Land.
I believe 2005.
You know what? It would have been a very It would have been a very good movie if it was actually set in the desert, because it could have been called No Man's Sand. Another sand movie, but it's not. Missed opportunity.
And then another movie not set in the sand that should have been.
Exactly.
Coraline.
Yes, my side of the spectrum is Coraline from 2009.
Yep.
I'm very excited to talk about that one, because I don't know if you've actually seen that one yet.
No, I have never seen Coraline. It's one of those movies people told me to watch a lot, but I've never watched it.
Oh yeah, it's like, I remember very vividly when it first came out. So...
Yeah, I have a vivid memory of when it came out too, but I just never watched it.
Yeah, we'll talk about it when we get to it. Alright, y'all. Thank y'all for watching. Sorry, we haven't had any movies involving sand for quite a while, but, screw you.